welcome back. So we're into it again before the the next stage, which is the paint protection and ceramic coating. We've had a nice quick little delivery from Ants Performance, and today we're going to be putting the old catch can assembly on. So we've got the race kit. Let's get out of here a bit. Got the race kit from Ants Performance. It's a nice little unit there. With the race kit, obviously you get the nice braided hoses and the sick ass fittings. So you get your two elbows there. So I believe these ones will come off the catch can. Now I've already had a bit of a look. So one of these is a little plug. I'm pretty sure it's this one. So that'll go on top of your engine there. And then this one will just screw straight into your intake line straight out. Because we still have the factory one though, unfortunately, it's too big for the hole. So we're going to have to do a little bit of fiddling around with that to get it to work. But yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. So catch can over there, little 10mm, pull that out. We do have a new one of these, so whether that comes before paint protection as well. So we've got a plasma in tank to come in and swap that out, so it's looking nice and pretty as well. So yeah, catch can up in here, we're going to run the braided hoses along here and then coming in and plumb it all in nice and neat there. So yeah, we'll do a bit of MacGyvering up in that bit. The other bit will plumb straight under that, and we've got our two 90s to come off. The other cool little thing is these little hose clamps, just to tidy it all up. So we'll see where they're going to fit on best to keep it all nice and neat. So we'll run it straight across the firewall, probably clamp it somewhere along there, and we'll obviously where these join back up, so that's going to 90 out up to the top and then across. And this one I'll just run across and then we'll clamp them two together there, and then wherever it kind of needs it before the catch can, just to make it a nice neat job. And yeah, this should be a nice quick one today. Okay, so progressing along, I thought I'd just quickly stop here just to give my 2 cents. So yeah, that's all fitted in there. So fittings, so definitely just do a rough estimate of one of the other, doesn't really matter. So you can cut your hose to get both of them, because it is just one loop. So get these done outside the car, definitely. And especially with these sort of fittings, I like to take this completely off. So I want to make sure that braided hose is pushed in as far as it can and then screw that back on. So definitely make sure that you put the hose into this and then put that onto the catch can. Definitely do that. And don't do, so these other fittings, don't do those until it's in the car, because you don't want those just rattling around on the ground and stuff. So keep your fittings looking nice and pretty. So this is the little part where it kind of buggers up on us a little bit. So this little guy is obviously, we're going to take the factory one off. That's a little plumb piece that's just going to plumb straight down on the top of that. And then we're going to screw down with our elbow, 90-degree elbow, and send that on this one. It's going to screw straight down on top of that guy and shoot it off. And I've just tucked it behind the lines there. So we'll put we've got 2 of those clamps, so we'll put one like over here somewhere, one there, wherever it sort of needs it. So our one little thing here, so we did get given this. So in an ideal perfect world, take this guy out, screw that guy in, fucking plumb, happy days. But too big, that does not fit in there. So unfortunately, we're going to have to do a bit of old MacGyvering and get that working a different way. So we'll get into that now and get that plumbed up and see how we go. All right, so all done and installed, and there have been lessons learnt. So as we broke, we were playing around with all these fittings in here, and our MacGyvering has been put on. So we'll start from this guy. So this has been on since 2005, more than likely. It hasn't come off. It's now 2023's car. So it's been on for almost 18 years. Don't pull that off. Leave that alone. You're probably going to break that if you try and take that off. I luckily didn't. I don't know how, but I got it off and then had to put it back on again. So leave that guy alone in case you break it, unless you're going to replace it. This does not fit on there. Told you, Furphy. So what we did, so the line that did go from A to B, we've just used that, trimmed him down, and it now feeds inside this fitting. So it comes all the way through and into that fitting. So I will get a little clamp to just clamp that. I just want to make sure that that's on there honky-dory. I don't think that's going to go anywhere because this isn't moving at all. But just for my own peace of mind. So yeah, we end up playing around there. And also on this other side, so we end up feeding that down and around. And this guy, we've just come all the way around just to get the angle right. And I just wanted these two to marry up in the same sort of length there. So I wanted them to really just look like it's supposed to be there. So I've used the factory fitting because obviously that other one didn't plumb into that. Otherwise that would have looked really fucking neat and awesome. So he's just hanging out up here. I don't know whether that was the whole idea in the first place, but anyway, this is what I've done. I do want to go and get a hose fitting for this, a clamp, to clamp that braided hose to that. So that has still got the original factory inside this line going inside this. So the braided hose is just kind of to pretty it up really. So that's still got the factory line up inside that tube there, just so it can plumb into that fitting. But yeah, so we've used that clamp there. The other clamp is up behind the engine there, the firewall in there. Right. In there. Anyway, yeah, so that's all in, and happy days. So yeah, we've just got a little bit of, like, we'll check this periodically. Don't know how often, and I guess it depends on how much you drive and everything. Did see inside that line over there was like a bit of build up, so yeah, it definitely was getting that shit through into the turbo and everything. So this will certainly clean her up and do its job. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next. I won't say that next stage is going to be the paint correction and ceramic coating, because I've got other things on order. So we're waiting for the new thing there from the Plasma Man, and we've got badge kit. So bye Ford badges. We're putting FPV badges on it. It is a bit of another one of those wanker moves, I guess. You know, holding blokes putting on Chevy badges and stuff, and people just putting on FPV badges. But end of the day, you know, it is what it is. I want to kind of make this car what it should have been from factory, and I guess it's just an improvement on the XR6 Turbo. So that was my sort of vision. It's not just because I want to pretend I'm a F6 or something. Yeah. So we'll stick around and see what comes next, and we'll get into that. But surely it's going to be the paint correction and ceramic coating. Surely that's going to be next. So stick around and we'll see it. Hit that subscribe and keep on plugging these videos out along the build.